Hello everyone, it's me Ajwa. Nice to have you back here again in my channel. If you're new, nice to have you here. And if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe and like to support my channel, my healing work. Thank you so much for being here with me. Like I said, thanks for coming for your to your self-worth reading. Now, self-worth is like one of those things that happens unconsciously. It's like something that we most of the time we don't face, we don't think about, because it's kind of have a little bit of like a shadow effect to it, like working and looking at yourself in the mirror in a deeper level. It's not always something that we all have the time to do most of the time. Even though we may be on a spiritual path and all that, a lot of times we forget to look at ourselves and see how we feel about who we truly are. Yeah, we can be on the high and all that stuff, but underneath all that, there could be this thing that we don't know about ourselves, that we don't face. Okay, so this reading is really going to be a comprehensive one that brings out things from your past life, your subconscious awareness, your childhood upbringing, social situations, all this stuff, and how that has made you, has shaped you to make you feel about who you are and your self-worth. How important you feel about yourself. How well do you know yourself to say to put yourself on a certain level to say that, hey, I'm worth this, I'm worth that, or to feel great about yourself on a deeper level, on all levels: mental, spiritual, emotional, physical, and all that stuff. So all that is supposed to sort of come out in this reading. Okay, I don't want to run too much, but it's interesting since this Taurus season started. Though it's a Scorpio full moon today that I'm doing this reading, since the Taurus new moon started, the bird sparrow has been making all kinds of sounds in my backyard, and I didn't know what it was. I was like, this bird has made 12 sounds in 1 second or 1 minute or whatever. But it was interesting to me because I didn't really know about it. So I was like, this has got to be a spiritual message, because it's been going on for days and days and days, and I've been formulating the idea of what I'm going to do for my pick a card reading, and I knew it was going to be around Venus, beauty, wealth, and all that. But the sparrow, once I found out the meaning of the spiritual meaning of the sparrow, it took me straight to what I really wanted to do, and it brought out the self-worth. The sparrow spiritual meaning, you should check out. What I got from it is that no matter who you think you are, no matter how small you think you are, or insignificant you may think your job is, or your worth is, or whatever you are doing, you're never small. Everybody's important. You have to shine your light. You have to know your self-worth, and you have to know who you are, what you're doing. The people who sweep the streets are so important, and they are shining their light, just like the people who are out here leading the country out of this situation, making decisions that affect millions of lives. So everybody is important. If the streets are unhealthy, we get sick and we still end up ill, and we still end up dying, right? So you cannot feel like somebody's higher than you. We are all unique in our own ways, and that is what the sparrow bird is really talking about. Shine your light whoever you are, whatever corner you are in, whatever you are in your life. Find the happiness and joy in the stage that you're in. Okay, I was gonna read the channel message, but I think I kind of blurred it out. So let's go straight to the reading. For group 1, if you're connected to if you feel like your soul, your spirit is connected and pulling you to the Hermit card, you can pick the first card. If you feel that your soul is connected and pulling you towards the Chariot, you can pick the second group. If you feel like your soul is connected and pulling you towards the moon, then you pick the moon. If you feel like the sun is pulling you more, then you pick the group 4. So group 1 is the Hermit card, group 2 is the Chariot card, group 3 is the moon, and group 4 is the sun. So feel free to pick one, and we'll get started here. Okay, Okay, group 1, let's get started. We're gonna start with what you're working with from your past life, okay? It seems like one or multiple of your past lives you were an orphan, which has really made you the type of person that you had to find different ways of surviving on your own and relying on yourself, and also carrying a lot of pain of rejection and not having that unconditional love fed to you by your parents. And there is this sorrow that's deep within you that is imprinted on your soul that you came with. So there's abandonment issues that gets triggered when it comes to your self-worth in this lifetime, all because of what you've been through from your past lives. So you're afraid to be alone most of the time. All this is connected to how you feel about yourself, you know. And I feel like you don't have the true love that you need, and you don't trust people also. You don't let people in also. This is what you've brought on, okay, from the past life. You've been carrying this energy. Now, your childhood outbreak now has also brought you sorrow in a way. Some of you suffered and still continue to be abandoned, or went through abandonment issues with your parents. Even if they were there, they probably weren't taking very good care of you, or paying much attention to you, or working too much and stuff like that. You know, that's for some of you. But this sorrow is deep within you, this abandonment, and you've brought it. And sometimes this also makes you feel like you can't, you know, in an interesting way, some of you, this has made you not trust yourself. Even though some of you do, some of you still don't trust yourself enough to rely on your own decision making. And it's like you feel like you have to look up to someone to make a decision for you instead of you relying on yourself. This is like how you were raised in a way. So if you were like with your, if you had your parents who were not really paying too much attention to you and showing you the love, protection, and admiration, and you know, adoration that you desired, they also took away, you know, a part of you that stopped you from relying on yourself. So they had to make the decisions. They were stern, but they were not there. That's for some of you as well. And just plain old simple, some of you just had a horrible childhood where you were not catered for. You were just sad. Some of you could have been in foster homes. I hear that. And that's the childhood outbreak and how this has come into your self-worth. Now, subconsciously, you feel like you're being tested all the time in everything that you commit to do. Because it's as if whatever you start to do, or whatever you think is coming to you, disappears from you. So it's like, okay, let's say you were expecting some money to come to you. All of a sudden the money gets there and you already have used the money before you even got it. Stuff like that. It's like nothing sticks with you. And sometimes you feel like whatever you start, it may not, you know, come to a good fruition. So you constantly feel like you're being tested, whether you're going to make it through. And you feel like, you know, you have that doubt. You go back and forth within yourself. Am I going to make it through? Am I going to finish this goal that I've set for myself and stuff like that? You know, subconsciously, the universe is also trying to tell you, for some of you, that your commitment to whatever you start to do is being tested all the time. So you go through back and forth and things get thrown in your way to test if you truly are going to commit to doing what you've set yourself up to do. And all this contribute to your self-worth here. Some of the dark things that you have to face about yourself is, you know, your childhood, you letting that go. and not feeling like you can't hold on to anything. It's like good things don't happen for you, because of this abandonment issue. That's the dark thing that you have to really, realize, that you're not going to always lose. Just as the things came to you, it can leave, yes, but that doesn't mean that, you're not able to attract good things to you. You have to change your mindset and start being more hopeful instead of being thorn. So part of your mind is, working against yourself. It's like your manifestation is suffering this split thing. You are in a receptive mode, but yet you're not. So you are fighting against yourself because of this, self-doubt. You feeling like you truly don't deserve it, or you're not going to get it because you never had it, whatever it is. Like, things just get out of your hands. So these are the issues that I see that has really affected your self-worth, okay? Because truly, the way you think of yourself is internal. You don't talk about it. You don't express yourself very well. You hide a lot of emotions and you internalize it, and you are so deep within yourself and always curled up in yourself, okay? Nobody will truly know how you truly feel about yourself. But in all of that, there's a lot of pain that makes you want to go into your own isolation and just, hide your true emotions. So that's how your soul is, reacting to this self-value thing and this, abandonment issues that is connecting to your self-worth and how you truly feel. Sometimes you feel inspired, it's like when you feel motivated and you are hopeful though, and you know that things that you're doing will come back to you and great things will come, even though you have that, doubts going on. On a physical level, on average, I would say like you're about 70% more hopeful and positive on the things that you put your time and effort in. Because in your mindset, when it comes to, the way you're living and life, you think, in a very luxurious way. You feel like, when you have wealth and you have money and your survival is being taken care of, everything goes smoothly and you feel good about yourself. And some of you are actually doing very well financially and taking care of your family and yourself. And that's for some of you. And some of you feel like when you have wealth, you would, feel complete and everything will be okay. And life on earth will make sense to you. That's for another part of you. And some of you are torn between this. You don't know if wealth, sometimes you can't decide if money makes you feel good about yourself or not, and you're torn whether you should go after it and you should be hopeful for it, and you get confused about this, that's for some of you, okay? And then I feel like some of you also get opportunities come to you and you get so confused because you don't truly believe in yourself that much, and you don't know how to move forward with these things that get come into your existence pertaining to how you feel about your lifestyle. Mentally, you're like, when deep within you get very disappointed in yourself, and you feel a lot of heartbreak with your childhood and all this stuff, but then also within who you are, and that's the mindset that is rolling in your head subconsciously and consciously. Sometimes there's a lot of disappointment in your heart, and it's like, that's why I feel like it counteracts with your manifestations. You know, you're not in a very happy place. You're not very happy mentally. Your mind keeps repeating all these sadness and this abandonment stuff with your childhood and all this stuff, and this really affects you. Sometimes you feel like you want to walk away from everything. You want to give up and let go of whatever, you know. Sometimes you feel like you don't have the strength to, you know, do what you need to do to fix your emotional pain and stuff like that. You know, this is like really sad for you. You know, your self-worth, it's like you're going through a lot emotionally. You have a lot of heavy baggage on you that stops you from even enjoying life and being happy and looking at yourself and feeling good. Okay? Now, before I go into the positive healing energies, I want to do this stuff. I'll do your vibration second, but let's see, which I already picked out for you. Let's see how you feel. Interesting enough, you feel confident. You also feel beautiful and attractive. But then you have low self-esteem, which makes sense, right? And sometimes you feel like you're ignorant. You don't know anything about anything that's happening to you. Oh, okay. So sometimes you feel like you're beautiful and attractive, and then sometimes you feel like you're just okay and you're content with yourself. So you flip in between those things. So when I talk about beautiful and attractive, I'm talking about how you even maintain yourself, take care of yourself, you know, how you feel good and all this stuff, you know. So you're kind of torn in between a lot. Yeah, so sometimes you have low self-esteem about yourself, and sometimes you feel confident. So you flip in between these energies, you know, and that affects your manifestation, you know, because, you know, there's this resistance in you, and this contradiction is like back and forth, going back into this energy doesn't help you to move forward. Okay, it holds you back, and sometimes you feel beautiful and sometimes you feel okay. That doesn't bother me as much. It's the confidence and the you know, low self-esteem is what I really think you should be really doing some spiritual healing about, because the beautiful things, you know, the beauty and that stuff, I feel like it is easy to be worked on. All you have to do is become more self-conscious about who you are and start appreciating your beauty, because you know what, obviously you're not ugly, because sometimes you feel beautiful, and there's no such thing as ugly. I don't know why ugly is in the dictionary. Okay, so everybody's beautiful in their own way, and beauty lies in our hearts. It's really your self-worth that shows whether you're going to be beautiful on the outside or not, and your character. That's just my own side thing. Now let's move on. And now we're done with what's wrong and what could be hindering your self-worth. Let's look at the advice from the spirits. Now, the elements that you really need to incorporate into your being to bring balance in yourself is for you to embrace death, rebirth, and your sexuality. Okay? It's the Pluto card. So for me, I feel like, the things that are in the past that don't serve you, allow them to die. Let it go. Embrace the new transformation that you go through, so that you can become a better, you know, vibrational match to yourself, and also just a better person. Period. So you can grow, you need to accept that some things need to be cut off and dead and gone. You know, no, don't be afraid of your sexuality. Say, you know, it is what it is. You know, When you incorporate this belief system in yourself, you'll be able to move forward by letting go of the past and growing and transforming and becoming a better person, becoming more comfortable, understanding your emotional state of being, and seeing the darkness like I'm showing you now. It's going to help you to transmute this energy. It's all about you taking what is not so good about you and transmuting it into a positive light. It's sometimes, I feel like we feel like, we can become also, clean and also white and light and all this stuff. But you have to understand that true wholeness is a mixture of both sides of you. It's just you having understanding and staying balanced and not, being too off to the negative or too much goody. Then you fall, it becomes too heavy. You need to balance these energies out, transmute the negatives, and and stay centered, pretty much. So let go of the past and stuff like that, because that's exactly what your ancestors are also telling you. Your ancestors want you to let what doesn't serve you die off, which is the death card. This is the death card from my ancestral deck. This emotional baggage that you're carrying with you from the past, it is in your psychic body. The water is your emotional psychic body, and it is in there. You need to let go and let the old things die so that you can focus on being happy. They want you to be happy, but let what doesn't serve you go. Let it go, let it die. And advice from Ganesha is that you have protection from the spirit realm. That's one thing. The second thing is that you have to protect your energies and yourself from things that stops you from focusing. Okay, so if there are certain behaviors that make you feel, takes you back to your pain, and sadness, or people around you that remind you of, you feeling lonely and not giving you the attention and all this stuff, you need to remove yourself from them. Protect your energies from those things. I think that you need to take a lot of spiritual baths, cleanse yourself, and stuff like that, so that you can move, peacefully into this new being that you're supposed to be. Your spirit guides that are around you want you to affirm this to yourself. Express your feelings, which means that you need to speak up and tell people how you truly feel when you're being hurt. Okay, and you feel like you don't like what is going on in any situation, because you tend to bottle up a lot of things in you. On a soul level, you keep a lot to yourself, you introspect a lot and isolate yourself, but that's not helping. You're going to implode. You need to speak your mind, whoever is around you, because this is affecting you. Because the message that Venus brought to you is that it is safe for you to love, which means that you've closed yourself off. You may be in relationships and all that, but you're not trusting yourself enough and trusting the people around you enough to even truly love them. You're scared to open up because you think they're going to abandon you. So you're not giving them your full heart. And she's also, the goddess Venus is also telling you that this, once you heal your childhood situation and your family situation, all the way from your past life, this abandonment issues and them not being there for you, you'll be able to open up and love yourself and allow someone to love you romantically. And you will also be able to express romance in your life and true love and admiration and adoration for yourself. But she wants you to be a great communicator. She thinks that jobs surrounding things that allows you to communicate will open you up and take you from this isolation and this deep secret dark place. So becoming a writer, writing your things down, watching what you're saying, but she really thinks that being in a job with, like, in a career that allows you to speak your mind and communicate to the masses will help you to heal and also help you to make money. So that should be something that you could be looking into to uplift you here. The goddess Venus is all about luxury, so she is going to give you and love and beauty and all the stuff. That's why I brought her element in here. The divine goddess mother wants you to commit to happiness. The divine goddess mother wants you to commit to your own happiness. See how beautiful and vibrant this being is? All the chakras are popping. You need to meditate and focus on your higher being. Don't go back and forth. Don't, look to the past and stuff like that. The divine goddess mother is also telling you that writing is going to help you to heal from this past wound and also help you to feel fulfilled and bring in a lot of self-worth. You feel fulfilled in yourself. Your divinity is going to shine when you take up, the writing, because it's connected to your life purpose. And it's interesting because Venus is also talking about communication. So those things will heal you and bring you wealth and also bring your self-worth up and raise your vibration also. The divine goddess also wants you to change your perception. Continue staying on your path. Listen to your heart. Trust in your heart and in the beauty of your transformation. Don't look back. Move forward. Heal and raise your vibration. Do the things that she suggested to you. Vibrationally, you vibrate on the 6th dimension a lot. So I feel like when you dream, you go to this, your state of being lingers in the 6th dimension a lot. I also feel like you need balance. You need to embrace your artistic life. You also need to embrace your sexuality. You need to think of how you can be of service. Incorporate that. And I feel like this is a great way for you. I feel like when you see a lot of 666, it's talking about things connected to your self-worth also in your personality and how your emotions are concerning any of these areas that we've talked about. I also feel like you can be a great teacher because of what you've gone through emotionally. Your story will inspire others. Vibrating on the 6th energy is not a really bad thing at all. You're like right there in the center. You are able to anchor in spiritual energies and find your balance between the spirit and the physical very easily. I think that you understand that, whether you see it or not, whether you are aware of it or not. You are pretty much in the center. You balance yourself very well. And then when you're not balancing yourself, you become very unbalanced also. Going back and forth, flipping between yourselves. Allowing doubt and the past to come in and all that stuff. So this is all that I have for you, my group ones. This is beautiful. Now you see yourself and you face it and you have to commit to happiness. That's the overall message for you from the Divine Mother Goddess. Okay, this is the divine parents. If you feel like you've been abandoned by your parents, don't forget that there is a creator, there's a source energy that you belong to. That's where you truly belong, and they've been taking care of you all your lifetimes, molding you and shaping you into who you've become. So group 1, thank you so much for being here for your reading. I hope this has been of help to you to understand your self-worth and see yourself on all levels. as much as I could bring forth. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so group 2, there you go. Let's see what is going on with your reading, your self-worth reading. Let's see what we have here. Alright, so group 2, if you pick the Chariot, you are amongst this group. Thank you for coming to your reading again, your self-worth reading. Okay, so I want to start from your past life. Things that happened in your past life that has affected your self-worth. There are things that you never really forgave people about. People that you cared for, that you loved, that were around you, that hurt you, and you never really healed. You never really healed from the wounds that they inflicted on you in your past life. This unhealed emotions has made you like very, very angry. Deep within you, at the bottom of your frustration in this lifetime, and how you feel about yourself, and how this affects your self-worth, and how you view yourself. It's really like you have this baggage, emotional baggage of pain. Okay, it's like a cloud over your head. And it's all because you're angry and you have not forgiven people that have harmed you. So this may be translating as you being sick, having some addictions, insomnia, not being able to sleep, stuff like that. It could be translating like that in this lifetime. And all this affects the way you truly feel about yourself. Your self-worth is hurting a great big deal because of this energy. So that's what you're working with, that you came, it's imprinted on your soul. Looking at the way you were brought up, I feel like you've always been someone who's artistic, had so many creative ideas, and you're very inventive, and it's like your head is like full of ideas that makes you feel good about yourself, but it seems like you never really stabilize these ideas. This is for most of you though. You never really stabilize these ideas to really see one of them even go through, and for you to see what is going on with those ideas. But you're very creative, and a lot of things come to you. Okay, and so it makes you feel good about yourself, that you're able to create so many things and you have all these ideas in your mind. But on the other side, if these ideas don't become fruitful, then it starts to hurt you, So it's like a split right there for me when I think about that. Subconsciously, it's like that you need to start afresh. You always feel like things that you start working on needs refinement. You need to make it better, make it into a more stable, perfected way of doing things, like more organized, stuff like that. You know this unconsciously, that's what you need to be doing so that you can feel good about yourself. It's like there's something always not perfect with the ideas or the plans that you set for yourself. Some of you also have bad eating habits that you constantly struggle with, and try to reinvent your ideas about eating well and being hopeful about it, and this kind of affects the way you feel also. Now, the dark things that you really need to face about yourself is that some of you are in a very toxic relationship, okay? That you guys argue a lot, fight a lot, and you say mean things to each other, and it's really painful. You could be the one that's receiving this abuse and this negative energy from someone. But at the end of the day, it is becoming a parasitic environment, toxic environment. Whether you're the one that's receiving or you're the one giving, the environment is not healthy for you. Your relationship is not creating a very good place that's making you feel confident in yourself, that's making you feel happy. It's a very, very bad energy around you when it comes to, you know, your immediate lifestyle, okay, or the relationship that you're in. It's not helping you, you know. But overall, you know, from your soul's point of view, it's like you're very hopeful in life, you know, with all this negative things going on around you or your relationship or whatever. It doesn't stop you from feeling hopeful. You know, somewhere deep in your heart that, you know, your prayers get answered. You know, things will turn out good for you. You're very, very like positive when it comes to the goals that you have in your life, very optimistic when it comes to the goals that you set for yourself. You feel like a winner, you know, most of the time. In your mind, in your soul, you know that you can make it. You can start something and actually see it go through and finish it very well. You know, you feel successful within your soul. Okay, so that boosts your self-esteem very well, and it makes you, you know, like feel good about yourself, you know. Because I feel like you're a very creative person, you know, you feel motivated, you have a lot of enthusiasm. You could be a fire sign, or you have a lot of fire energy in your chart. You're very passionate, creative, artistic, poetic, you know, even business minded. The only thing is that I feel like you don't feel grounded enough to get things going for some of you, you know, and some of you are working on it, you know, and you're kind of very hopeful and you feel like you'll be successful. So it's kind of split. I feel like that. I feel more of the positive part, you know, that you know you're going to be successful even if you're not. You know within yourself, okay? And so that boosts up your you know, your self-worth and your self-esteem and stuff like that. You know, when it comes to, you know, your finances and how you're living, you know, your feelings towards earth and why you are here and all this stuff. You feel like, you know, you never have enough money. You're always left out in the cold. You never have enough money to do anything that you set yourself up to do, you know. So you have like a lack mentality, okay, which affects your self-esteem. So that needs to be really balanced out in order for you to, you know, manifest and move forward. You need to get this lack mentality, which is the 5 of coins here. You need to get this mentality out so you can manifest properly, because that can be a really bad stumbling block for you and dampen your spirit, even though you have such high grade hopes for yourself. You know, you really need to look at that. And then overall, you know, you feel happy most of the time. But some of you feel happier when you're out celebrating or hanging out with your friends, you know, not necessarily by yourself. By yourself, you feel content though. But I feel like you are the partying type that when you go out and you hang out and socialize, it really makes you feel good. And you know, you either do a lot of that to make you feel good, because you feel like you have, that's the only way you're going to feel good and escape the situation in your home with a toxic relationship. That's some of you, and you don't do that enough. You know, you don't hang out and have fun to, you know, make you feel good about yourself. And some of you actually, you know that this is what you need to do to help boost your, you know, your happiness and your joy. Mentally, you're like very straightforward. You say what you have to say, and I feel like you know, you come off very strong and cutthroat, straight to the point, you know, in a very logical way. You're not very tactful. and you just speak your mind anyhow. And I feel like sometimes it is good to know the truth, but sometimes it is too harsh for the people around you. And you know, that may be part of the reason why you have this toxic relationship, because of the way you just blare things out. That's for some of you. And so for some of you, I feel like you are someone that's very upright with your mind, and you speak the truth and you say what you need to say when you need to say it. So, you know, take it however it resonates. But, you know, overall, I feel like your self-esteem is not really that bad. Your self-value is, you know, not, you know, bad either. You know, I feel like you have a really good head on your shoulder. You know, the only thing is that I think that moving into this, I feel like you really need to strategize, okay? But before I get into the advice from the spirit, let's see what are the additional messages that I have for you, that I channeled for you concerning your self-worth. I like it. Wow. Oh man. So the channel messages that I have for you is that you actually feel very confident most of the time, okay? You have a lot of respect and adoration for yourself. So you respect and adoration for yourself. You're very confident, though sometimes you feel very ignorant. And I feel like this ignorance is connected to the message that I'm going to give you from the divine, okay? So keep that in mind. You feel like you don't know too much about certain things. But overall, you feel very divine. You feel like you're very purposeful and powerful. So you have a very high self-esteem, you know. But at the same time, I think that this low self-esteem creeps in on you because there's too many positive things going on here in your energy concerning your self-worth. So this low self-esteem, I translate it as connecting to this relationship. I feel like because this relationship is not a very good one, and it's, you know, like a toxic environment, it makes you experience low self-esteem every now and then, you know, when the situation is going on. So I would really transmute this toxic energy, because it's the only thing that stops you from shining. You know, I really feel that's what's going on here. Now, moving on to the advice from the spirit. Elementally, to bring yourself into balance, I feel like you need to get very strategic, very business minded. You are creative, you are artistic, you have a lot of ideas, inventions, even things that, you know, you've been thinking about since you were a child, of how you were going to bring this into fruition, okay? But you lack the business mindset, the practical approach to really executing these ideas and making it become a fruitful business for yourself. So once you bring this element into this, everything will be okay. You know, if you cannot do this, you need to bring a partner in that is more business minded, okay, and not airy, like not too, you know, like on the artistic part as much, to bring you balance. Now, your ancestors want you to make something out of your creative gifts. They don't want you to create illusions and fantasies for yourself. They want you to ground yourself, just like I was just telling you. They want you to have practical approach to your artistic dreams and imaginations and your poetic visions and all the stuff that you have going on. You have a lot going on, but you need to bring it into reality and you need to ground it, okay? And have practical approach to it. Ganesha wants you to embrace all that is good in your life. You know, embrace your spiritual gifts. Embrace the gifts that you have, and know that, you know, it is okay to let go of the pain. It is okay to, you know, give someone a hug, show some compassion, let go of the head and pain that this relationship causes you. Forgive yourself and forgive them. Let go of the anger and try to feel happy and joyful. That's what Ganesha wants you to do. And it will help you to boost your self-worth and make you feel extremely good about yourself. Your guides want you to not relinquish your power, which means, you know, don't let other people take advantage of you. Don't let other people steal your ideas also. Don't let them steal your shine. Don't easily give your ideas to other people. Know who you are, know your worth, know your power, know your ideas, and own it, and do what you have to do to see it to come to fruition. And this will all enable a stronger self-worth, you know. Now, I pulled some cards from the goddess Venus, from the planet Venus, and her advice for you is to become, you know, a strategist. You have to strategize. This is all connecting to this stuff. You have to have a strategy to how you're going to implement your creative ideas and your business plans. Every vision needs a plan. That's what she's saying. Your passion and all this stuff is not going to be fully experienced if you don't have a strategy, have a physical, practical, you know, doable plan, strategy on how to go about it. This is how, once you get this grounding in yourself, it will help you to be, you know, to acquire wealth also. Because, you know, Venus is all about luxury, beauty, love, and this is her advice for you. I did this just because of the Taurus season, to add on to, because, you know, that house, the second house, is also about self-worth and self-value, you know. And she also feels like, you know, you need to take a break, go on like a second honeymoon if you don't have one, and enjoy your relationship. So let go of this conflict and this fights and stuff, and focus on creating the chemistry, bringing back the chemistry in your love life, your romantic life. It will really make you feel good, and the vacation will really enhance your good energy and good flow and feeling about everything. Okay, so that's what the planet Venus, the goddess Venus, wants you to know. Now, the Divine Mother wants you to not be fearful of your own spiritual gifts. She wants you to become more aware of your spiritual abilities, and have faith in them, and don't run from who you truly are, you know, because some of you are spiritual teachers, and people are going to benefit from you teaching. You know, you will bring a lot of justice to people, and you bring them, you know, peace of mind. And the Divine Goddess Mother wants you to know that you are protected. Don't be fearful of the spiritual things that are happening around you. And just zero in on your spiritual gifts, and be hopeful about it. Have faith in it. Don't run from your own intuition and all these ideas that come to you. Pay attention to your gut instincts. Pray, meditate. Connect with yourself and allow things to come to you. Transmute the anger. Now, the final advice I have for you is that vibrationally you vibrate on a 6th dimension. So this could come in different things. When you dream, you go to 6th dimension a lot. You also have great artistic gifts, which we already know. I feel like most of the time you're balanced, but then you can be out of balance as well. Your health is very important, and you need to really think of becoming someone that is like being of service. Okay, like the spiritual teaching is part of your life path that the Divine Mother was telling you about. That is a way that you can be of service and, you know, feel good about it. I feel like the 6 is also about a teacher, because it's the 3-3, which is like a spiritual teacher adding up to 6. Don't be fearful of your sexuality. Embrace your sexuality. I feel like you're very balanced. You're able to channel in your spiritual energies and balance it with your physical, practical energies. You're very connected spiritually. You have a lot of spiritual power here. All this is what helps you to boost your self-confidence and makes you feel so worthy. So I really feel like, you know, you're right there in the middle, above average, you know, in your vibrational frequency, and it's a very good place to be, very balanced, and I like that. I like that for you a lot. Your self-worth is really on you know, more than average, on a high level here. I really like what's going on, and I really think that it comes from your spiritual gifts and your creative abilities and stuff like that. You know, the confidence that you have in yourself. I really like this for you, group number 2. So now you get to see what's going on. You just have to work on your anger and become more practical and implement business strategies into your life, more chemistry, and everything is good. So thank you so much. I'm glad you came for your reading, and I'll see you next time. Okay, group 3, if you pick the moon as your card, let's see what we have here for you. Bear with me as I arrange them. Alright, so group 3, if you picked the moon, this is your self-worth reading. So we're gonna start from your past life. Alright, so there are some things that happened to you in your past life that is really translated into this that you brought with you into this lifetime, okay? And it has to do with a relationship of someone, a relationship with someone in the past that backstabbed you, that, you know, that hurt you behind your back. I feel like it's a romantic interest, like this person was very close to you, like could be a husband or a wife, any of that, and they hurt you in the past life. They, like I said, they lied and backstabbed you, and you could not learn to trust them anymore. The interesting thing is that this person is in your life right now. That's what I'm picking up on. The person is right now in your life doing the same thing. And so you carry this, you know, trust issue going on, that deep within you, you find it hard to trust people and have faith in people, and even in the, sometimes it affects your, you know, your own belief system, okay, and having faith in the universe, okay, because it's like, I don't know, that pain is really something that you're carrying with you that is connected to this romance, and it's cut you deep, where, like I said, it affects even your faith in all things around you. So this affects your self-worth in such an interesting way, because it's like you're still dealing with this person from your past life and finding it hard to let go. So that kind of holds you back a little, if you think about it. You can forgive someone, know what they're about, but that doesn't mean that you have to be there for them and be in their life and all this stuff. You may need to listen to your intuition on this situation, because it's affecting your worth here. Now, the way you were brought up was a lot of highs and lows. There are times where things were going good, and there were times where things were going very bad and stuff like that. And so, you tend to kind of be in the extremes. Sometimes you're very happy, you enjoy life, you feel good about life, and then sometimes you very low on yourself, not liking what is going on in your life and stuff like that. And this really gets you in these mood swings that affect your worth really a great deal, because when you're in the lows, a lot of things can fall apart around you. Okay, so the trick here is to find the balance, and not be on too strong on either angles, to keep yourself safe here. Subconsciously, you feel very close to accomplishing your goals. You've been working very hard on yourself, and that's a good feeling for you. It's a way you're being very positive and hopeful, knowing that you're achieving your goal that you set your mind to do. So that, fosters good energy for you and makes you feel good about yourself. Now, the dark side that you really need to be facing, what is really like the main thing also, well, it's not just the only thing, because I've said a couple of things, but you seem to practice a lot of self-sacrifice. Life path 3. I say life path 3, sorry. I guess some of you may be life path 3, because that came out just out of nowhere. But group 3, you seem to practice a lot of self-sacrifice. You sacrifice yourself, your self-worth. You go through a lot of mental stuff. People mistreat you and do all kinds of stuff to you, and yet you still kind of take it in a way. You take all that stuff, and you're like, you're gonna be the better person, and you're gonna uplift the whole energy, and you get into this sacrificial mode, and that's like making you really bend over, and it is eating away at your self-worth. Okay, because your pride is getting hurt. You're always bending over for someone in particular, especially this person that is in your life from the last lifetime, that has been taking advantage of you and hurting you, and you still allow them around you, or you allow them to hurt you and stuff like that, and you just continue to sacrifice and bend over and forget about your pride, and in the name of you doing the right thing and all this stuff. Is really affecting your self-worth here. So let's move on here. There's some other factors too that has affected your self-worth, I feel, is that there's since you are like a victim of gossip. People talk behind your back a lot. People say things about you a lot. I think that you just shine, or there's something about you that gives people something to always be talking about, and so you've always been like a victim of gossip and hidden things behind your back. People, you know, smiling in your face and stabbing in your back, and you know, it is what has caused you to not to develop this energy in you, that you have no trust or faith in a lot of people and a lot of things. Okay. I also feel like there's a lot of stuff hidden about who you truly are to you, and you also get confused with your dreams and things that gets revealed to you, and so that makes you question yourself, because you mislead yourself with certain illusions sometimes, you know, from your own intuition that you're not understanding. Okay. On a soul level, I also feel like, you know, you go through a lot of tower moments. Things could be going well and you feel like you're in a very good place, and then all of a sudden everything just come crashing down, especially in your home and in your love life and in your relationships and stuff like that. You know, things are almost never what it seems. It's like an ending, a disruption always kind of coming in and breaking your peace of mind apart. And so all this has, you know, prompted you to not have faith, you know, in the universe. Somehow you trust the universe, you want to have faith in the universe, but then you don't at the same time, because of this instability and all these hidden things that go on behind your back, and the confusion and illusions that happen with you. Okay, so moving on here, generally you're motivated, you know, you're very artistic, you know, you could be a fire sign or have a lot of fire in your chart. You are young at heart and it makes you feel good. Of, you know, like I said, you feel motivated, you know, in a lot of things that you're doing, and you are very hopeful. You also speak the truth and stuff like that about things that you feel and know, you know. And this is a very good boost for your self-esteem and your, you know, your image overall. When it comes to your, you know, the way you're surviving, because all that is connected to your self-worth, you know, because sometimes when you're not surviving well, you know, you start to question who you are and your worth and stuff like that. When it comes to you, it seems to me like you're always like, your stability is always fluctuating again. It's like sometimes you're making good money, you're doing well, you feel good about it, and sometimes you don't. Or sometimes for some of you, you know, you cannot make a decision in opportunities that come to you concerning financial situations and things that will bring you stability and make you feel good and like secured in your finances and stuff like that. You know, so there is always this, you know, things up in the air, indecision making, you know, and stuff like that concerning your grounding and all this thing. And so I can see how that ties into you not having faith, you know, and trusting things, because it's like a juggling energy. It's like things may go well, but then it may not go well, you know, or something may come and disrupt it. So I feel like all this, you know, has contributed to your lack of faith and trust in the universe and the way things play out in your life. Okay, which in turn makes you question yourself and you know, if you're worthy of things, and all that stuff can come up from all of this stuff. You know, that's what I'm really seeing here. Also, emotionally, I feel like you're happy. You feel like you have a happy home. Everybody is happy, you know. You have the ultimate, you know, good feeling when it comes to, you know, your home, and you feel good about yourself. You know, you're very happy also, And you also feel like when you socialize, it makes you feel very good about yourself, even though you don't really trust them. But mentally, I feel like you have a lot of pain that you deal with silently, that nobody knows about, especially this pain going on with this person in your life, this very person that has hurt you, like this backstabbing and things. And those are like things that you silently hide from yourself, and you keep it under wraps, but you're going through some kind of silent pain mentally, and it plays over and over in your mind. So there's some mental purging that needs to happen, so that you can fully embrace this good thing that's coming into your life, because you're working on a goal that is almost about to be in fruition here. Now, before we go into the advice that the spirits have for you, let's open up the channeled messages that I have for you here to further see what else we're working with. Okay. Okay, so sometimes when you're going through your lows and highs, like I was telling you, you experience moments of low self-esteem. And sometimes when you're going through your low, you also feel like a failure. So these things play out in your mind sometimes, and they are, in your subconscious mind, and you know it and you feel it, sometimes also. It's not just subconscious, especially when you have a tower moment every now and then, and people talking about you. This can affect you in a way, and when you love someone and they stab you in the back like that, and become a silent enemy to you, it's really can dampen your spirit there. Sometimes you feel very beautiful and attractive, and sometimes you feel like you're just okay and content with yourself. So this is not so bad, so you kind of fairly take care of yourself, but in all honesty, you respect and adore yourself. You have a lot of adoration for yourself, and you respect yourself. So it's more positive than negative here. So it depends, and I feel like even the negative, it happens when you are in the low point, that those things kind of creep in, So now let's move on to the spiritual messages that we have for you concerning your self-worth here. Elementally, the things that you need to do to bring in balance so that you can not fall deeper into low self-esteem or anything like that, is for you to watch flightiness, or how do you say, it's like stay positive, of course, but stick to what you're doing. Don't get too distracted. The Gemini energy can be all over the place and be all into so many things at the same time, because they they are just really scattered all over the place. So your advice here to help you bring things into balance and to make things easier for you, so you don't put yourself in any self-doubt and low self-esteem energy, which takes away from your worth, is for you to not get distracted. Stay focused and don't be all over the place, really. Your ancestors are advising you to probably look out for a partner to help you to move forward with your goals and ambitions and things that you're working on. Someone that will join hands with you and help you to promote yourself and do your work very well. It could be and you will conquer so much. That's what they're trying to say. You would accomplish a lot if you found a helper to fortify you and to help you become more stronger in this approach and this new job or whatever you're doing. Okay, your spirit guides want you to be yourself, and they want you to practice moderation. Like I said, don't be in the extremes of anything. Try to stay balanced in the centers, because you are someone that tend to go on low and highs a lot because of the way you were brought up and the way your childhood was and stuff like that. Ganesha wants you to know that your future looks good and everything is going to turn out well. You have to stay optimistic. You have to keep a positive outlook, and everything will be good. Spiritually, physically, and all your plans will fall in place. It's a very good omen for you, which is a good booster to your self-worth. Now, the divine goddess of the planet Venus, I pulled some information for you there. She wants you to stay optimistic about your love life. Keep a positive mindset, and romance will come into your life. It could be the existing person that hurts you, learning to forgive them and move on, so that new love will come into your life, or just being more positive and optimistic about love, not letting this pain this person has caused you to not trust people to stop you from having beautiful romance walking into your life. Okay, she also wants you to become more organized, and put things in its place. Everything has where it needs to be. Be patient with yourself and get things arranged properly, like how it's supposed to be, and allow things to flow to you. And she feels like once you incorporate a more to become more organized, the better your wealth building is going to turn out good, and your plans and stuff that you're working on will turn out very good, because you've become more organized. Okay, Divine Mother, the creator of all things, the female entity that started all of this, she wants you to focus on having sincere relationships and surrounding yourself with people that truly love, care, and support you. Because it looks like what hurts your self-worth is the relationship, is the people in your life. You really need to watch that and trust your instincts and trust what your dreams are telling you, and your intuition is telling you concerning people, and listen to that. She also wants you to develop an attitude of gratitude, okay, so that abundance will flow into your life. She also wants you to have faith and trust in the fact that abundance will come into your life, but you have to be grateful and practice a lot of gratitude, being in that energy of gratitude, okay, for all this to open up. So that's the advice that she has for you. And she feels like once you work on all this, feeling gratitude, it will boost your self-worth too, because things will turn out just fine. Now, the last advice here is, it's your vibrational frequency that you operate on most of the time, and you operate on a sixth dimension a lot. When you dream, you go to this dimension a lot. You could be a spiritual teacher, you are artistic. Embrace your sexuality here, okay? Try to be balanced, which we've already talked about. Sometimes you're balanced and sometimes you're not, but you're very balanced spiritually though, because you are able to anchor in spiritual information and balance it with the physical information that the physical life that you're living very well, and this blend works well for you, so it keeps you in a very stable spiritual and physical life. Okay, so that's a very good thing. What else? You have great artistic skills. I feel like music has a lot to do with your mind and calmness. Also, creativity is there. Yeah, I think that's all that I can think of at this moment. Also think of being of service more. That's all that I have for you, group 3. Thank you so much for being in your reading. I hope this has shed light on your self-worth, and now you see what you need to do to boost yourself up. Alright? Love you. Thank you. Alright, group number 4. If you chose the Sun, this is your reading. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so my group that picked the Sun, the group 4. Here's your self-worth reading. So we're gonna start with your past life here. So what I'm seeing is that your father in your life right now, you've known your dad in your other past life. He may not have been your dad in that lifetime, but you've known him from that time, and all the issues or whatever is going on between you and your father has been going on since that time. So there is some forgiveness that needs to go on here. Whatever he may have done to harm you, said to harm you, has caused you to have a bit of affected your self-worth. You need to value yourself high enough that forgiving him will help you to restore this aspect of yourself that you've lost because of his actions. Looking at the way you were brought up, it looks like since you were a child all the way until now, you've always not been able to keep things to yourself. Some of you may have been serious gossips where you talked about other people, and some of you just could not keep your information to yourself. You always had to express yourself to someone, discuss your life with someone, talking about detailed information about your life with someone. And what that has done is that it made your life like an open book, right? Which in turn had people know too much about you, too involved in your life, and gossiped about you, and you also being part of the gossip. Just overall deep within you, this has affected your self-worth because people know too much about you. You need to have some barriers and boundaries in the things that you want to discuss with other people. Your life cannot be such an open book. It really devalues how you feel about yourself. So that's the thing that's going on with your childhood and how this is translating to your self-worth at this time. Subconsciously, you really need to understand that nothing is really set in stone. Whatever your dreams may be telling you is trying to let you know that nothing is set in stone, and then things can change, and whatever the situation is, it will change. Nothing will be what it is. Life is constant in change. Okay, when it comes to, life is constantly changing, is what I'm trying to say. So nothing is gonna stay that way. You have to just believe that. The dark side that you really need to be facing is to let go of regrets, of your past. Things you know, you sit there and you think about all the good things that, you know, you could have done and could have, would have, and all this stuff, you know, it keeps you in the past and holds you back from moving forward and being in the now. Okay, let go of what didn't work, or let go of things that worked out better in the past, and focus on now and the future, because these things, they hold you back and stop you from enjoying your life fully and boosting your self-esteem, and, you know, just savoring in the moment. You know, just, it takes a load off. I mean, it punches into your worth. Okay, so that's the dark side that we're dealing with when it comes to your self-worth. Group 4, let's look at the channeled message that I got for you before we go into, actually, you know what, before I look at this, let's look deeper into you before I do this. I don't know how I almost skipped that. From the soul's point of view, you know, on your outlook on your self-worth, you are pretty much like a happy person. You know, you feel like a big little child. You have a great outlook on life. You know, when things don't work out, you just start out and move on, you know. So that's a very good energy. That's a positive outlook, and happiness is beautiful to, you know, happiness is one of the great things that boosts your self-worth. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. A lot of times you feel very inspired and motivated. You communicate a lot and you make your point, you know, very straightforward. You move very quickly with the things with the things that you think about also, which makes you a very reliable communicator. You don't waste time lingering with things. Whatever you feel motivated to do, you quickly work on it and you move it. If it's something you have to say to someone, you tell them. If it's any plans, emails, all those things, you take care of things that you need to do to get you set up in whatever you set yourself to do, which is a very good, you know, attitude to have. I think you're pretty grounded. You have a very balanced life. You know, whoever you live with, they help you, they support you financially, and, you know, you feel good, and, you know, opportunities come to you. Sometimes you even have, you know, enough where you can even offer help financially to other people, and this really boosts your self-esteem and your self-worth also. You're also a giver. You always, like, you know, are willing to help someone. Your mind is always calm also, you know, or is moving into a calm state. If it was in any disarray or anything, it's moving into a very calm state. But I don't really see that. I only feel like this issue with the dad is something that is there, but on a more physical outlook, you seem to be doing well. Your mind is at ease, and you know, it's calm also. You may, at this moment, someone may have offered you love, you know, romance, or you feel like you found someone that you love, that you're going to offer, you know, make a proposal to, you know, and that makes you feel happy, and that has boosted your self-worth. This, what is going on right now, is really making you feel good about yourself overall. So now we can look at the channeled message that I have for you before we go to the messages from the spirits. All right. Okay, so the channel message that I have for you is that sometimes temporarily, every now and then you experience low self-esteem for whatever may be harming you at that moment. It's not something that I feel strongly about, because all your other things here are kind of positive. And sometimes when things are not going your way, you feel like you're just a human being and there's so much you can do, and you kind of let go and you accept that human aspect of you. You become very practical in your thinking, and almost not see the role of divine. But then in other times you feel very purposeful, very powerful, very divine, so you tend to be very strong most of the time and very confident in yourself. See, and sometimes you feel content with who you are and how you look, so I think that overall that's a very good high self-esteem there. It's not so bad, it's a great outlook on yourself, and that's a very good boost for your self-worth. Now let's see what the spirits have for you concerning your self-worth. To bring about balance and everything, the spirits want you to pay attention to your emotions, okay, how you feel about everything, and bring your emotions into balance. Okay, when you bring balance into your emotional state of being, it will help you to be grounded and feel good about yourself, and your overall energy will be better. Your ancestors want you to go ahead with this relationship. It is someone that's going to bring you joy. Whoever you are thinking of proposing to, it's your life partner. The couple is like the lovers, okay? They complete you, you complete them. It's a perfect match here. They also want you to take the lead, when it comes to this. Go ahead and take the lead and do the proposal. And this is for some of you where this is purely about love. And for some of you, they want you to take a lead in your a leadership position at your job, or start a new business venture, and it will work out well for you. That's what your ancestors want you to know. Ganesha wants you to accept personal transformation that's going on, transforming that anger, that forgiveness with your father. And now that you understand what is going on, that it is coming from the past life and how it's not really healthy for you, he wants you to accept the situation and transform this energy, okay? Because in the end, it is going to be splendor. You're going to enjoy your life by letting go of the past, letting go of regrets, letting go of what didn't work out, understanding where your father is coming from, and knowing that it's time for you to heal that aspect. Whatever he's doing to you now, it's time to heal it, so that this splendor can walk into your life. And this splendor can just come into your life here. The spirit guides want you to learn from your mistake. You're looking at the past a lot. Whatever didn't work out in the past, learn from it and move on. That's what they want you to do. Learn from the mistake and let the past stay in the past. A divine goddess of the planet Venus wants you to let go of control issues when it comes to your relationship. Stop trying to make things perfect and everything has to be orderly and all this stuff, okay? Just stop trying to control the situation and let things unfold. Let it flow, let go of the rigid attitude, okay? And she also wants you to understand that you are a great nurturer, okay? That you give nourishment and also receive nourishment, which means that you have to show compassion, love to others, so that you can have that in return. Take care of the people that are around you, your children, if you have any, your lover, and start nurture everything. And this will help you to accumulate great wealth in your life and bring you a life of luxury, relaxation, and joy and happiness when you take on this energy of giving and allowing yourself to also receive. The Divine Mother, the creator, primordial mothers and creator of all things, wants you to learn to be strong. She wants you to make a decision concerning this family issue with your dad, to move forward in a good way, and also to make a decision to go for your family life, because that is the path that you need to be on. This marriage is necessary. You becoming a nurturer is necessary, because a family life is connected to your life path. You came to learn about this and become a good family member. So it is great for you to make the decision to pursue this love affair if it's a new marriage, or to focus on the happiness in your life, in your family, and bringing this joy into your family. She also wants you to, let go of the perfection, you wanting things to go unfold perfectly and all that stuff, and let go of the stuff that did not serve you. Bring that to a completion. Okay, let the past be in the past, let the dead be dead, let it all go, so that you can recover, the new beginning, the new doors that are opening for you. The Divine Mother wants you to know that once you open this door to your spiritual life, letting go of the past and opening this new spiritual door, a lot of things about yourself will unfold to you. Good spiritual gifts will appear to you, and you will nurture this and incorporate it into your life, and it will overall boost your self-worth, and feel good about yourself. The overall advice that I have, and the final message, is that vibrationally you vibrate on the 5 energy level. So a lot of things change around you a lot. There's a lot of unpredictability in your life, and you don't like that. That's why you try to get things in a very strict and orderly way. And for some of you, I'm hearing that you need to allow, let go of order and accept that life is spontaneous, and bring some spontaneity in your life. Yeah, you really need to incorporate that, the fire element also, like 5th house elements, children, having fun, living a spontaneous life, things that are artistic, doing things that bring you joy and happiness, okay, and have a mental strength over all that is going on. You're kind of really in the center, like right dead in the middle of the spiritual world and the physical world. It's almost like you have the spiritual element that makes things more understandable, if you understand what I'm saying. There's a lot of practical things going on, mundane, physical, all the stuff going on, but your thought process, there's a gift in you that brings out the spiritual element that makes everything whole and complete. That's how I feel. It's like you're the 5th element, if you remember that movie. Once you click into your spiritual path and your spiritual understanding, and you open those doors, recovering your spiritual gifts, like Divine Mother is saying, you become more spiritually powerful. You can anchor more spiritual energy into yourself also. Okay, so I also feel like it's also a number of business also, before I forget. If you started a business, it will probably be prosperous. Just like your ancestors were saying. And also learn to embrace changes in your life. Because nothing really truly is set in stone. So that's all that I'm getting for you. Number 4s, happy people. I think overall your self-worth is self-explanatory here. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was really enlightening and helpful to you. I love you guys. Bye.